some people take everything so seriously from the show and we're like, ooh.
Clayton and Susie, welcome back to POVs. I'm so excited to record one more conversation with the two of you, and I'd love to play our first ever round of Agree to Disagree.
All right, let's do it.
What better way to start off with a bang?
I love it. I feel like you
it.
two have been through so much together, from your journey on The Bachelor to where you are now in somewhat of the real world post-COVID. And I feel like relationships that have survived all of that are so strong, but yet I'm sure you still have things you disagree on, as we all do. So before we send you some text messages, I'd love to know, are there any things that have been difficult to talk about as a couple, and any fundamental differences that you've actually found it hard to get through?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are very different people, 100%. That's something that we figured out pretty quickly. And yeah, there've been a lot of conversations where we both, I think, have thought, like, is this going to be the end of our relationship? Like, is this going to really get between us this much? But for me, and I think I can speak for you as well, at least on this part, that like at the end of each of those conversations, like it's always ended with more love, more empathy and understanding for each other. And we feel like we want to work through whatever differences we have or disagreements.
Yeah, I think we could watch, and we've done this before, we've watched a video of something that played out, whatever it might be, and she goes, oh, that's really cool that they did that. And I might be like, oh, I'm really shocked that they did that. Like, she sees it as, oh, it's exciting they did that. I see that as concerning. Like, it's just differences from, I guess, from where we're raised and the environments we're in. And at first it seemed like, oh man, we seem to have differences on everything. But then I think we've gotten to a place where we've realized that that's actually not a bad thing to have different viewpoints. So as long as we respect each other's viewpoints, if we lose that respect, then it won't work. But if we always have respect for where we stand on certain things, and I think if nothing else, it actually helps us learn more.
That's huge. And I'm so happy to hear that you have been able to talk about those things, because communication is huge. Do you feel that there are any political or social issues you disagree on? And are there any issues that are a deal breaker for either of you?
I don't know. I think political, I feel like no. I feel like it's somewhat, feel like it's all very close. It's not left or right. It's not massively different.
I think we definitely have different takes on a lot of political issues, but actually this morning we were having this conversation where I was saying, like, we may even like label ourselves as like different on certain topics, but when we talk about solutions or when we talk about like our true beliefs, rather than just like a label, we actually agree on a lot more than we disagree on. At least I've realized, I'm like, labels aren't always helpful. A lot of times they're not, for sure. But yeah, we still have varying opinions on things. But yeah, I mean, I think we're both somewhat understanding and like moderate in the sense that like we respect that everyone has an opinion.
I think it can be dangerous sometimes to try to label something this or that.
Yeah.
Because there might be this, that, or in between. Like there might be a third, fourth, fifth category. So I think it's so important that we don't try to place ourselves in one or the other, but understand that there's middle ground all within that we can all fall.
Absolutely. We love nuance. There's always more than two sides to every issue, in my opinion, and I love that you said that. If either of you had a different political view than the other, do you find that you're still able to be in a relationship with someone or could date someone with a different point of view?
I mean, I think so.
And are there any issues that are completely something that you would not compromise on?
I would say that there are definitely topics that I wouldn't compromise on, because I think there's a difference between like politics and then human rights, but sometimes people conflate the two. And so there's certain things that I just believe are human rights and they shouldn't be political. If you write people off, whether it's friendships, relationships, just people that you meet, without like giving them an opportunity, giving yourself an opportunity to talk about those topics, then you're just like creating more barriers. So I would never like write somebody off completely, but I also can see why like there are 1000% topics where if somebody felt so strongly a certain direction or about something that I felt really strongly on, and they weren't willing to see common ground, or they weren't willing to respect my opinion, then yeah, I just don't think I would choose to be in a relationship with them.
Clayton, what about you?
I think at the end of the day, for me, as long as there's mutual respect, I don't tend to have an issue with somebody sharing a different viewpoint. And I just really, that's through the experiences that I've had. Some of my best friends, some are Christian, some are agnostic, some are somewhere in between. Some are right, some are left, some are somewhere in between. Like, I feel like I have a pretty diverse group of friends, different socioeconomic statuses. And I think we all come together through just having a mutual respect and trusting each other. And so it doesn't, because we all have these different backgrounds and different beliefs, they're some of my greatest friends because they're so willing to see the other side and not cast a judgment on somebody just because they have a different viewpoint. So if someone respects me for what the viewpoints that I have, then I don't really think there are any hot topics that I can't look past per se. It's just a matter of respect.
Respect is everything. So appreciate you bringing that up. So let's see if your relationship can stand the test of some of these controversial questions.
Okay.
Keep an eye on your phone. We're gonna send you some text messages and I want you to read them out loud and share whether you agree or disagree.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Okay, first one. Disney versus Nickelodeon.
Oh,
Should we 3, 2, 1, and then just blurt it out?
Do it.
3,
You gotta pick.
2, 1.
Disney.
Nickelodeon.
Oh.
Okay, so we're off to the races. It's 0 for 1 right
Oh
now.
man. Do you feel like that's something that you can still
honestly, I think
see
I'm gonna
through?
go ahead and exit this interview. I'm gonna go ahead and leave, and I can't look past that.
Listen, I just don't understand how you cannot prioritize SpongeBob and Rocket Power.
That's the thing. I was thinking
They are
Rocket Power,
staples.
SpongeBob,
Yes.
like
Rugrats.
1000%. No,
So
I
when you said
agree.
Disney, what came to mind?
I just think so. I worked at a Disney park, and I just feel like there were so many, like, it sounds so cheesy because I was not a Disney person at all. I didn't even know who Snow White was, like her between Sleeping Beauty until I worked there. But like there were so many magical moments where like kids come and they literally believe in the magic, and it is genuinely so cool. So like I feel like
So you're
I have
impartial.
to say Disney.
You're
Yeah,
impartial
like
to
I
Disney.
have to. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Fair enough. We won't hold each other.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
look past it
Thanks.
this time.
Thank you.
What?
You don't. I feel like I get to surprise you. Right now I have a little bit of power and I love it. So
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I'm gonna take it while I can get it.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
3, 2, 1.
No.
Wow.
But I don't really know why.
I don't
you know?
either, yeah.
I'm thinking about like what constitutes a sandwich. Is it just a
I'm-
piece of something sandwiched? Well, I can't even use the word sandwich in the definition, but something in between two sources of carbs.
See, I'm thinking
How are we
like a sandwich goes this way and a hot dog goes this way. So I'm like, it depends what the definition is. I mean, I would respect someone's opinion if they thought it was, but I'm gonna call it its own thing.
I feel like because we both said no, I don't know if we should possibly dive in deeper because
We
it could,
might
It
disagree.
could potentially cause us to reevaluate and
That's
possibly
fair.
have a
It
disagreement.
might be a sandwich. Honestly, it's a sandwich.
So let's leave it at that. A hot dog is not a sandwich.
Not a sandwich. Let's stay on the same page here. All right. Let's see. Next one. Is water wet?
I would say yes.
I would say yes too, but I feel like I can't remember the conversation behind all this. Like there's some scientific reasoning
Yeah,
behind.
This is a hot topic.
Yeah, it is. And I really feel right now kind of exposed for not remembering what the explanation was. So this is my time to shine and like talk about how it's not. I feel like some people say it's not wet, but I
feel
can't
like-
remember the reason why.
I feel like you're really pressed right now.
I
about
am.
This
I'm
topic.
upset that I wasn't prepared for
Yeah.
this right
But
now.
you both agreed.
I'm comfortable with it being
We said
wet.
you said it is. Okay.
Yeah, like I think it's wet. You said you didn't think it's wet.
I feel like there's a solid counter argument that I read once for why it's not wet, but it was very sciencey and I can't regurgitate it right now.
So you'll tell us next
Yeah.
time. We'll bring you back just to
have to
talk
leave
about
it in the
is
comments.
water wet.
Yeah.
Our resident expert, Clayton. Eckert.
Exactly. Not me. Please do not make me the expert on that. Best reality dating show. This is one where I feel like I'm gonna say I don't watch reality TV, so
I
I
think
can't
of what
pick.
it would be.
3, 2, 1.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Okay.
It's a wild ride. I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, same here.
Fun, kind of lighthearted. People we know,
Yeah.
so we get to follow their journeys.
So does that mean you didn't watch your season back?
Oh, we did, yeah.
Because you said you don't watch reality TV.
I did watch when I was on, yes, our season we watched. Not really my favorite just because of the actions I took. So I would probably never show my kids that one day.
Have you watched it together?
We have.
We did, yeah. Not like all the way through, but if we were together, we would watch it when it was on, or we would like text while it was live or whatever.
Really tough to watch, obviously. When are you ever going to watch yourself dating other people and watch it with the person you're currently dating?
Yeah,
It's
sounds wild.
very psychological, and it's
Yeah.
something that you just, I think, have to have conversations and get ahead of so that nothing comes as a shock, because it's already going to be shocking regardless to see it. But we talked about this, and I had this really great advice given to me the farther you get ahead of something, the less likely it is to cause a major disruption if you can kind of prepare ahead of time. And nothing can prepare to watch it back at the end of the day.
Yeah, but there are certain things you can do to prevent the fire before it starts, and a lot of that is conversation.
Ooh, I don't know if I ever thought about this. Okay, is a tennis ball yellow or green? 3, 2, 1,
Yellow?
green.
Wow.
What is it? Hard to say.
Is there a right answer?
Isn't this like the time where they had that one, wasn't it a shirt that went viral a year or two ago?
The dress.
And it was a dress, and whether it was...
Well,
I don't
answer
know.
that one too. Is the dress white and gold or black and blue?
I remember it
saw
being
it
black
both
and
ways.
blue.
I remember it being black and blue too, but I remember
But
at
then
one
I-
point I was able to see it both ways, and I was like, "What just happened?"
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been asked, I feel like a tennis ball is green.
I feel like it's yellow, but I really think
very-
it could be green too, like a
Okay.
lime.
It seems like you're pretty open to seeing the other side.
I think we're very open in this regard to seeing the other side, and I respect Susie's opinion for thinking it's yellow.
I
There you go.
respect your opinion for thinking it's green.
Is it right?
Hard to say. I don't know.
Oh, we'll have to see what everyone else has to
Yes,
say
Yeah.
about
that is actually a
it.
good
Yeah.
question. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to think.
Okay, another text here.
Okay.
Is Midwest best? 3, 2, 1, yes.
Wow.
We're gonna have, that's gonna be an agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I would say I think Midwest is very homey. I think people are, it's a little slower pace. People get to know each other. I think you got nice people all over the world, but I think it's just because it's slower pace, people take some more time to get to know each other. Doesn't mean you can't on the coast, but I just think Midwest, I'm a little biased. Might have lived there my entire life.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to support my home state, Missouri.
That's fair. I give you that.
Represent.
Well,
I'm
in
comfortable.
relationships, I think picking your battles
Right.
is also
Thank
important,
you.
right?
That's so
I'm gonna go
true.
ahead.
Like if you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
I think I
battle this.
relate, I empathize with Clayton being
Yeah.
a Midwesterner myself.
Yeah.
So I think the Midwest is best.
Right.
But my partner would disagree with me.
There you go.
And you know what? You just got to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to debate it?
Pick your battles.
Pick your battles.
Huge.
There's a lot of times I've just laid my head down and said, not today. Is America the greatest country in the world? 3, 2, 1. It depends.
Disagree with the concept of the statement. Like, I don't think there should be a best country in the world. That's how I feel. So grateful for being born here. Wouldn't trade that for the world because I think it's allowed me so many opportunities and like the opportunity to also better our world. But yeah, I just don't even think that like there's a reason to say there's a best country, you know?
I think without being a world traveler and exploring all of the other countries, for me to say America's the best country would be coming from a place of ignorance. So I couldn't tell you one way or another where America stands because I'm not well versed in exploring the other countries and knowing what makes them the best. And again, that's also subjective. So just one of those ones that I think I can't give a yes or no to. It wouldn't be right for me to say so.
I think it's so important to also admit that you don't know it all or you haven't seen
Yeah.
other
How could
people's.
you know?
Yeah, and it's subjective. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up.
Okay, what is the superior milk? So for one, I guess, you say milk or milk? I used to say milk, actually. I've switched it now to milk.
You used to say milk?
I used to say milk. I don't know why. I just remember that being something I used to say.
Is that a Missouri thing?
I don't want to claim it for Missouri.
Because I grew up in Kansas and we do not
Okay,
say
milk?
milk.
Saying
milk?
milk.
I think maybe it was just in the Eckert household. That's just my
You
spe-
also were saying rough for a while when you were talking about roofs.
I said that in
remember
like 2 interviews, and I don't know
It
why.
was like several. You were like, yeah, the roof I was
the
under.
roof.
And I was
the
like,
roof, yeah. Roof,
So maybe
roof.
for this question, we should ask what the superior milk is.
what's the superior milk?
Oh gosh, well I know my answer to this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Whole.
Almond.
Oh, we're doing different kind of categories per se. I'm saying whole
Oh.
milk. You're saying
I'm saying almond.
almond. So I was going more dairy.
Maybe even chocolate almond.
Okay.
Wow.
I like chocolate almond milk. I actually
Yeah.
have that in my fridge right now that I use for shakes. Does The Bachelor perpetuate harmful stereotypes?
Yeah, there's probably harmful stereotypes in a lot of the media we consume, and The Bachelor being one of them. A lot of it is probably like interpretations and what you take away from it, how serious you view it. Like, I think that's another thing some people take everything so seriously from the show, and we're like, ooh. At least I'm like, oh my gosh, like people are still commenting about something they saw that they believe to be a certain way today. And I'm like, it's been 6 or 7 months since that happened.
Wow.
But maybe it was harmful for that person to watch that. Like maybe for their mental health it was bad, and it did perpetuate a bad stereotype or reinforced a negative mentality on something. So it's very possible, but yeah, I think it just depends on the lens in which you're watching it from probably.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting to see. I think what always gains the most traction are controversial takes, opinions, whatever it might be, and that's what brings in an audience oftentimes. If it was cut and dry, simple it can be, here's what's going on, I think that would bore people to death. So sometimes, I mean, I think you can shake it up a little bit. That's what kind of draws people's attention. So I think that's just all media oftentimes can go after what is controversial, what is going to cause someone to stop themselves from turning the channel when they turn it on.
Attention spans are so low. So, I mean, that's even something we take into consideration here, right? How do we get people to actually talk about these hard issues if we can't even capture their attention? So,
TikTok or Instagram? 3, 2, 1.
TikTok.
Instagram. Didn't even have to think about that one.
wow.
I'm old school. I downloaded Instagram a little over a year ago, I think. And then I got TikTok maybe a couple months ago. So I just haven't taken the time to familiarize myself with TikTok. So every time I get on there, she makes it fun. We do TikToks together. It's a lot of fun. And then every time I try to just go on myself, I somehow find a way to just get lost and not know how to even, I probably couldn't make a video if I tried right now. So it's probably just only because I don't feel comfortable with it that I prefer Instagram. It's what I know.
That's fair. I mean, you were great in the dances we made, so
That felt good.
natural.
So much talent.
Now that I did that, I'm like, maybe I
you
should do
Give
another.
the people what they need.
Maybe I should do another TikTok.
TikTok content,
Yeah, slowly but surely.
for sure. Why TikTok?
I think the same reason I like TikTok now is probably why I liked Instagram when it came out, because when it first came out, you're like, oh my gosh, this is such a fun way to connect with people, be creative. It's a new platform, like it's exciting. And I think the creativity element is just, it's so exciting. So right now I'm like, TikTok is so creative. You can find people who would have never come across your path, and you're like watching their videos, you're getting an inside scoop on what it is they do or their beliefs or like just so much, and it's right at your fingertips. But that also was Instagram for me 10 years ago. When it first came out, I was like, oh my gosh, the explore page is so interesting.
Totally.
And now it's the For You page. And I really enjoy both platforms. I love Instagram, but TikTok is fun, especially as somebody that enjoys making videos for a living, to get to do fun videos with Clayton. And I joke, I'm like, oh, he's so much talent, but he literally does have so much talent in so many ways. So he actually is really fun. I get to produce him on my TikTok. So
That's
like,
so fun.
Yeah, and he's like, as much as he pretends to drag his feet, like he's my little actor.
Okay, last question for you.
Okay.
Clearly, you found a way to make this relationship work amidst so many other people's opinions, being in the public spotlight, divisive issues between the two of you. What's your secret, and how are you able to still have those hard conversations?
Communication. I think I've echoed it multiple times throughout, but I could never know 100% what's going on in her head. It's just not possible. She's her own person with her own viewpoints, and whenever we have anything happen to us, and we are reacting, and we may react different. As we've seen, we come from different environments, a little bit different backgrounds, different upbringings, and because of that, I think just communicating and being cognizant of the fact that, hey, okay, I just watched this play out this way. She probably watched it play out a little bit differently. So let's just make sure that before we perceive something and attach emotion to a reaction that one of us gives, how about we first ask, hey, what are your thoughts behind this? Or what were your intentions with that action?
Specifically in our relationship, Clayton has been so honest about everything from the very beginning, the very first date we had on the show. Like, he has been very open and honest the whole time. And I've never once questioned if he was pulling one over on me or not the person that I believed him to be. Of course, when you come off of a show, there's you question a lot of things. And we definitely had those conversations as well. But I felt like very early on in our relationship, I knew who he was, and I just knew him acting in that way, not acting, but him being that way has allowed me to trust him a lot. As a female, as somebody in a relationship with him, I really trust that he has the best intentions and he's an honest person. So I know he's never going to be pulling one over on me or anything like that. I think I am very open-minded, but I have to remind myself, although we are different, Clayton is also very open-minded to the perspectives that I have. And sometimes when those conversations get tough, I have to check myself and be am I keeping an open mind right now as well. So yeah, just facilitating a relationship that can have those conversations. I trust him. Like, that's the bottom line. I literally trust this man so much, and we both have open-minded perspectives. So when those conversations come up, it's like we are in an environment that we can have tough conversations, even if they do become challenging at times.
I think the two of you have both mentioned so many important ingredients to a relationship that has meaningful dialogue, right? Trust, respect, communication, and clearly you have such a strong foundation. And it's nice to see that even though you may agree to disagree on Disney Channel versus Nickelodeon or Instagram versus TikTok, you know, you're still able to have those hard conversations and agree to disagree.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for coming today. It's been so fun getting to know you, and just thank you for being a part of POVs.
Thank you so much.
This was so much fun. Oh, thank you for having us. Thanks for everything.
Are you kidding?
This was so
what
cool.
a day.
I know, it was fun.
Can't wait to post our TikTok.
I know.
Oh, it didn't go up yet?
No.
Okay, well, I'm sure
No, I'm not that fast.
Okay, well, I'll be ready for it when you
It's
post. I'll be reposting.
Okay, let's see if I can get us all in. Ready? 1, 2, 3.